Ugh. Today, we're gonna talk about the Honda Shadow. I'm gonna open the gate. Why are we going and talking about the Honda Shadow today? Well, mainly because, I don't feel like doing anything else. It's a new bike. I like it, I think. I don't know. We'll kind of talk about it. I guess first we can start it up. We've done a couple mods to it. We drilled out the exhaust. It came with the Cobra intake on it and the Cobra fuel commander. You can see I started doing some cable management and then I lost interest. Anyway, you see she fires right up. I haven't ridden today. I spent all day. Oh, that explains so much. Let's get back into it. I'll go this way. Alright, so this is, I guess, our first ride video on the 2010 Honda Shadow Phantom. Oh my goodness. I really hope that glare is not in the video. Man, that sucks. The sun is just blinging off of these risers or whatever. I've had this bike for, maybe a month now. I don't remember, probably a little longer than that. I got it from brother-in-law. Basically, man, I got it for practically nothing. I wanted a newer bike that I wouldn't have to work on so that I could have a chance to work on some of my other bikes. So when he said he would sell me this bike, I promptly said no, because this bike had been sitting for 5 or 6 years and was not running. So he asked me, well, if I don't want to buy it, will you help me out with, getting it ready to sell? I'll give you, pay for it. So that's what I did. I cleaned out the gas tank. It was completely rotted out. So at first I did a bath of apple cider vinegar, and I kind of just did a quick job on that. I should have done longer, but I didn't. And I ended up doing a second run using malic acid. So a gallon of malic acid to 2 gallons of just water. And I let that one sit overnight, and it cleaned out the tank perfect. So that got the bike running, but I couldn't really get the bike to have any power over 60 miles an hour, and the fuel tank was all clogged up. So I ended up, the fuel pump was all clogged up. So I ended up pulling the fuel pump and cleaning it really well. And now the bike runs pretty good. After that happened, somewhere around then is when he was like, hey, you know what, I'll sell it to you for like $1,000. And that's where I'd already put the work in, and I knew it was running. So at that point I was like, sure, yeah, no problem. Price, still no price. That Beetle is very tempting. That'd be a fun... Let's see what we can do on this little straightaway. Well, it's not really a straightaway, but you know what I mean. what makes me wonder about this bike, because I'm wide open throttle in 5th gear, and that was 75 miles an hour. I don't know if I need to... I might need to open up the fuel pump again and see if it's to make sure it's still clean, or just buy a new one. That, or maybe the bike takes a while to warm up. But as far as like reliability, this bike has started and it runs every time I've sat down to ride it. I like that. I like that it's EFI, so it starts up right away. What I don't like is the fact that I feel like it should have more power. I know I've had the bike up to like 90 and 95 with a good wind behind me, but sometimes it's really struggled on the highway. I don't feel like this bike should top out at 80, and maybe I'm just misguided in my thoughts, but my 440, that guy can top out at 80. I can ride that no problem at 80. So you'd think that this 750 would have a little bit more. Granted, maybe they're just different engines. Maybe it's just a difference in engines and whatnot. This bike is considerably heavier than the. This bike is considerably heavier than the 440. Yeah. It does okay on dirt roads, but we'll just keep cruising. See if we can open it up a bit, see what it'll do. We can get up to speed, no problem. I mean, near 70, just cruising. 75. Fifth gear, wide open throttle. Eventually we'll probably get to 80, but it would take some work, which I could just be being picky, wanting more power. But I feel like it should have more, and it could be because the intake has been messed with and the exhaust has been messed with. But I figured that commander power adjuster thing would be able to fix things up. It is a comfortable bike, and I will use it for commuting, essentially. It'll be a fun, waking up to go to work and stuff. I'll feel comfortable getting on this, knowing that it'll get me to work. I won't have any issues. Here, let's get on the highway and give it a highway ride. Of course, there's construction. 55. So we can get to 55, no problem. Now it opens up to 70. I could just be being too hard on the bike. It is nice having a bike that's somewhat modern. 2010 doesn't sound like it's that old, but it is 10 years old at this point. But it has hardly any miles on it. Let's see, it's got 10,146 miles on it. I got it with 9,400 miles on it. So I put almost 1,000 miles on it, right? I'm getting up there, getting close. I can cruise at 75 all day long. Guess I don't really need to go any faster than that. and it's comfortable. My biggest complaint right now is just the bars, and maybe a little bit more power if I could, but I'll be happy. I don't really need any more power. Okay, well, so Honda Shadow Phantom, a pretty cool bike. I enjoy it. I've had fun with it. It's comfortable to a point. I don't like, I mean, my biggest complaints are the handlebars right now, and you know how hard a handlebar to change out. Handlebars, and you know, in a perfect world, I'd have a little bit more power. I don't think I'm gonna get the power without doing some work, but the good thing is I can do that because I know I know how to do stuff. So anyways, that's just blah, a little moto vloggy type thing. I've got an itch to try out some new video editors, so I needed to get some footage of something. So let's see. Here, I'll show you my license plate I was talking about. It's just you know, there's some of the stuff left over there, but it's just turned into mush. The baffles are drilled out, and you can see that there. Previous owner, he painted the pipes, but apparently that stuff just, you know, comes off. So I'll have to pull the pipes, repaint them, or just get some new pipes. Maybe getting rid of the stock exhaust and putting on like the Vance and Hines or something like that, or the Cobra exhaust. Maybe that'll get me that power I want. I just don't know if I want to spend the money on this bike. This is the purpose of this bike is just to have something fun to ride around on while I work on my other projects and stuff. Last summer I didn't do a lot of riding because I was non-stop working on different stuff. So hopefully this will let me work on some projects and also get to ride. Let's see. I don't know, as far as things to do on it, clean out the fuel system. That's the big one right now. Headlight, that's the second biggie. And if I could find a recovering for the seat, because there is a rip in the seat that's just driving me crazy. The original, like the first owner, was in the military, and he shipped this essentially across the country. I don't remember where, California to Kansas or something like that. And while it was in the U-Haul, it kind of fell sideways, so we got a ding in the tank here, and it ripped up, just rubbed on the bottom and tore the upholstery there. So we got some small things on it, but overall, it's a pretty good looking bike. We got rid of the front turn signals on it, and this crappy headlight, they were integrated into the headlight, so I wired that up just for now. Hopefully I can get some of the stock stuff back on. New handlebars in the future. So the types of things that I want to do with this bike are, you know, a few hour projects versus multiple day projects we got going on over there. But now I've got, you know, I can choose between the two because both of those bikes are good to go. So this bike's purpose may be short-lived. Anyways, that's all I got today. I'm not going to get rid of that bike for a while. Like and subscribe, I guess, if you want to. That's what people say.